Hey everyone, today I want to talk about Dark Souls and this phenomena of, there's a lot of videos popping up on YouTube of how some older videos, some newer ones, how Dark Souls help people overcome the depression. Well, the most famous one of them being from Nakey Jakey. He's lying in bed and he's talking about Dark Souls. Everyone has that experience, right? They'll say like Dark Souls just it's a not only is it a phenomenal genre defining gaming, but it also introduced new genre at the same time, Souls like, right? So and it helped people, they were stuck in a bad situation, they were unemployed, they were, and they had some illness or something, and they played Dark Souls and they sucked at it, right? It's so hard. It's hard to get it's hard to get into the flow of the game. Like, how do you play this? Other action games, you can just mash buttons and there's a whole layout. It's all linear, and Dark Souls does none of that. It does not explain anything, right? Where you are, it just drops you into the world, and you have to figure that out for yourself, right? And so I was like, well, obviously I wouldn't be making this video you can tell from the title. It had the same effect on me. People say it's an allegory for depression. There's also a video by excuse me, Super Bunny Hop. It's a really good video you should check out about Dark Souls difficulty. I initially got into Dark Souls right around Dark Souls 1 came out. I knew about Demon Souls because around 2011, but I didn't have a PS3. I had excuse me. Demon Souls on PS3. I had an Xbox 360 at the time, so I couldn't afford I was in school, so I couldn't afford a PS3. So it was very difficult. I knew about that, but I saw an IGN review about Dark Souls 1. I think the name of the reviewer was Ezra or something. He reviewed it very well, and I saw that review. I was like, oh, okay, it's a successor to Demon Souls, a spiritual successor. I'll get it. So around 2012, I think I got it. I used to have a jailbroken Xbox 360, and you could put I got a jailbroken after, but the DVD drive, you could bootleg it. It could run bootleg discs. You could just mod the disk drive, and could run bootleg discs. So I played Dark Souls for a little bit around 2012, and I really couldn't get into it. Just like it happens to everyone. Like, what is this? What is this? So it's so clunky. It's so slow. Why are the animations so slow? And I just gave it up. Like, I was busy in school. It was high school, ninth, 10th grade. I studied heavy, busy in studies. But then, right around 2013, when I got into intermediate college, it's over here we call it FSE or intermediate college before university, 11th, 12th grade, intermediate college, and I got into college. So a really good college at the time, the top college at the time. So I was like, okay, I was like in grind mode back in the time. I had given up social media right around I got admission. I deactivated my Facebook account. That was a primary social media account that I used. I only watched YouTube videos and stuff. So for 2 years, I just grinded in college, and just, oh my god, dude, Vadi Video made a video about Dark Souls 2, a guide sort of. And I remember I was sitting, laying down on the in my brother's room, and I saw this video he was making it with a guy called the Junglist, Vadi Video. I was subscribed to his channel, yeah, and I subscribed to his channel, Vadi Video. He's everybody knows Vadi Video. He's this Dark Souls guy, and I watched his video, and I was like, I'm gonna really give it a try, and man. So I got Dark Souls 2. My first Dark Souls 2 that I beat, that I enjoyed, that I had fun with was Dark Souls 2. And it's one of my, looking back after playing 1 and 3 and Bloodborne and all the other games, yeah, of course there's shortcomings. It was not directed by Miyazaki, and everybody knows that, but the first one is always your favorite. I have a special spot for Dark Souls 2 in my heart. So Dark Souls 2, I really tried. I would come home from college and I would play it. And Majula is the best hub world. Like in any game, like the music, the atmosphere, the theme, the Emerald Herald, like just amazing. Every time I would like work back, it would be very amazing. So I played it up to in 2014. I played it. I remember I used to go to tuition at like 4 p.m. And one day I was playing. I came home from college, and I was at the Royal Sentinels. I don't remember what the name was. So there's these three Sentinels that spawn in the boss fight, and I had really trouble. Like it will really get my heart pumping. It will, like, that's the thing about Dark Souls, right? It's like especially when playing for the first time, your heart starts beating really hard. Like, oh my god, this is so exhilarating. This is so exciting, and And so when I beat the Royal Sentinels, that gave me such a dopamine hit. I was like, oh man, I was in such a high that I was like, I'm not going to tuition. I just took off. I was very disciplined in my studies at the time. So I never took a day off. I was like, I'm gonna take tuition. I have to come off this high. It felt so good. So yeah, then I went back to when I finished Dark Souls 2 in around 2014, 2015. I went back to Dark Souls 1, and that's such an amazing experience. Like, I feel like I'm so lucky that I got to play Dark Souls 2 was my first one, and then I got to play, because all this you just you embrace these skills, right? This muscle memory of those of the controls, they're practically the same across the Souls games, right? For Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and I went back to Dark Souls, and I understood the pattern, bait enemies, hit, attack, roll, dodge, all of that stuff. So I had a blast, and up till 2015 when I went to prepare for my MCAT. Yeah, I beat Dark Souls 1, and it was too fun too. Dark Souls 3, I'll make a separate video about Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, but I just wanted to, get out there, like, Dark Souls. Yes, Dark Souls, the point of the video is Dark Souls can really, like, I wouldn't recommend for casual people to just play Dark Souls. I wouldn't. Like, they're just gonna hate it, and people, they're like, there's the online debate, there's a controversial debate. There should be an easy mode. No, there should not be an easy mode in Souls-like games. Like, they're just for other specific kind of people. Everybody has their favorite genre. There shouldn't be like unification of all the genres so that everybody can enjoy it. No, sometimes you have to work really hard, and yeah, it's true. It transferred. It does kind of like the like you. It gives you a like, oh yeah, I just remembered Ornstein and Smough. Like, holy shit. Like, you go into like Ornstein and Smough were like, oh my god. And then the beautiful Guinevere is the reward. You get to see a beautiful woman at the end. Like, Ornstein and Smough, like that. I mean, people mostly give up on that fight. Like, the worst part of that fight is just the running up to the boss every time, the distance. Yeah, but Dark Souls speedruns. There's another thing that just spawned out of nowhere. Lobos Jr., just doing speedruns. What am I missing out? It's been a while. I bought all the games on PS4. I have a friend who's very good at Souls game, much better than me. I thought I was good at Souls game, but he freaking platinums these games like there's nothing, and he's a better, much more successful than me too. I'm just like I'm unemployed right now, like, and he does work and just plays games too. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So thank you. If you like the video, just share it. If you like it, just like it. It's okay. Subscribe. Don't subscribe. It's okay. So just, but if you do like it, just kindly share it. That really helps. So thank you.